Good evening, and welcome to SSD News TV. Tonight, we bring you the latest developments from South Sudan and beyond. Our coverage focuses on government updates, community voices, and key events shaping the nation's future. Stay tuned as we delve into today's top headlines with in-depth analysis and on-the-ground reporting to keep you informed and engaged. If you haven't already, subscribe now to receive exclusive updates and never miss a story from SSD News TV. Some South Sudanese citizens in Juba have boldly come out to denounce the current political tensions and violence in parts of the country and appeal to the transitional government to prevent a return to conflict. Recent calls from regional leaders and diplomatic missions on President Salva Kiir and First Vice President Riek Machar to hold dialogue have not yielded fruits, amid signs of worsening security situation and reported clashes near Juba. Speaking to iRadio in Juba on Wednesday, some citizens have expressed fear that South Sudan may return to civil war and urged the leaders to de-escalate the tension. Helena Ashagaya, a concerned mother and a resident of Hainim, said women are tired of the continued violence that continue to claim the lives of their children. She questions the government over the uncertain future of the mothers and entire citizens of South Sudan. As a mother, I am tired and discomfort of this continued conflict. Because this conflict is finishing our children, she said. We're tired of war. Our children are being killed everywhere in Juba and other parts of the country. Where do we go as aged mothers? Who will bury us, since all our children are taken and killed? We raised our children to help us, but are taken and killed helplessly. What is this government watching? We have suffered for long. Let government take full responsibility. Let it take her role of the government, so that our children are saved and bury us, the old-aged. Another concerned citizen, Rafina Isaac, pointed out that the victims of this conflict are children, women, and other vulnerable citizens, and called on the leaders to dialogue and put their differences aside. I'm calling on to all leaders in the country to dialogue and to bring the current conflict that is ongoing to an end, because citizens are really suffering. Children and women, they are really victims of this country. We are facing an economic war in the country, and we are wishing that our country should come into instability, and we need peace in the country. Meanwhile, Augustino Wudu Elario, the chairperson of the Union of Persons with Disabilities in South Sudan, described the current political situation of the country as alarming and poses threats for people with disabilities. Augustino stressed that citizens are not ready to be taken to the renewed cycle of war, citing the existing suffering of the major population across the country. Mr. Wudu also called on President Kiir and the First Vice President Dr. Riek Machar to come together and resolve their differences through peaceful solutions. The current situation is very much threatening the people, particularly we the people with disabilities, apart from the economic challenges. Now, another suffering is also added to the current situation that people are in. People are suffering from hunger. So, my appeal to the key leaders that despite of the differences, despite of the bitterness between them, then let them come together and solve the issues in a peaceful manner so that peace may return to the country. We don't want to see that we are taken back to another cycle of war. We have suffered a lot. Many people have died. So, we don't want to see any cycle of fighting. In fact, if they can hear us, if they are for the people, if they are leaders of this country, they have to sit down and seek for a peaceful solution to solve the differences. I am urging the two leaders, particularly the President Salva Kiir, and his deputy Riek Machar, that they should come together. They should come and solve the differences.